morning all. I am Dr. Manoj Kumar NV, working as an Associate Professor in the Department of Management Sciences, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So today I am going to be solve the problem on accounting for amalgamation. The subject name, mergers, acquisition and corporate restructuring. Subject code is 18 MBFM 401. So today we are mainly concentrating on the problems on accounting for amalgamation. So in accounting for amalgamation, we can able to categorize into two types: amalgamation in the nature of purchase and amalgamation in the nature of merger. So there are two methods where we are going to be used to evaluate the purchase consideration. Purchase consideration is the value where the bidder company is going to pay for target company. So therefore, there is a need of critical evaluation by considering the assets and liabilities of the company for preparing a purchase consideration, where we are going to calculate using majorly two methods. One is net asset method and net payment method. So in case in the problem, if they are not given the purchase consideration value, then we have to be take a consideration of the balance sheet of the target company and need to be evaluate the net asset method or net payment method. So based on the purchase consideration, where we are going to be journalize the transaction. So in this case, as per the present problem, where the purchase consideration they only given in the problem. So therefore, there is no need of calculating the purchase consideration under net asset method or net payment method. So therefore, straight away we are going to be preparing a journal entry in the books of A Limited. So first we are going to prepare a journal entries in the books of A Limited. So whenever we are preparing a journal entry, so just assume that there is a company A and there is a company B. If A is acquiring a B company, if the A is acquiring the B company, so A is the acquirer and B is the target. Where we need to be, generally we are going to be transact 4 journal entry for acquirer and 7 journal entries for a target company. So therefore, you should be very careful. So here A company is acquiring a B company. So therefore, here we are going to be take a consideration. So existing company will be a company. So therefore, whatever the existing company, we are going to prepare 4 journal entry and we must need to be prepare a balance sheet for the existing and in futuristic company. So therefore, for A company we have to prepare the balance sheet. And with respect to the second situation, where both the company they are lost their existence and they are constructing a new company. So A is the identical company and B is the identical company. Both they lost their existence and they are started with C company. So at that time you have to be journalize 7 transaction for A and 7 journal entry for B and 4 journal entry for C Limited, and we have to prepare the balance sheet for C Limited. Only in connection to the debentures or any additional adjustment, there will be a chance of 1 journal entry will be extra for AB and C Limited. Hope you are understood. Yes. So now, as per the situation where here A company is going to be take over the B company. So therefore we are going to be journalize 7 transaction for B company and 4 transaction for A company. So first we are going to be show the transaction with respect to the A company. So wherefore A is the acquirer. So therefore we are going to be transact 4 transaction for A Limited. So as I already said that when in the problem they given the purchase consideration, there is no need of preparing purchase consideration again under the net asset method or net payment method. So therefore directly we are going to be start up with the whatever the purchase consideration they have given in the problem. So as per the problem, the first journal entry with respect to the business purchase account, debited to liquidator of target company B Limited. So whatever the purchase consideration value they given in the problem, so that is 6,60,000. So they given in the problem, and we have to give a narration that business purchase consideration due. It's a due entry because still the A company is not paid to the B company. Then when we moving to the second journal entry, so first journal entry with respect to the due entry, that whatever the purchase consideration value, just we are going to be shown it as a business purchase account debited to whatever the target company which is acquired by the A company. Then second thing is where here we are going to be prepare this based on the merger. So therefore we are going to be take the consideration of whatever the assets and liabilities they have given in the B company balance sheet. So in the B company balance sheet you can see that we have a machinery, and we have a furniture, machinery account, furniture account, stock account, then we have a debtors account, then we have a cash at bank, and we also have a preliminary expenses account. So first here we have required to take whatever the assets they have given in the balance sheet, because due to in the adjustment they are not given any adjustment relating to the realization of assets and liabilities. So therefore whatever the assets they have given in the balance sheet of B company, we have take a consideration of all the assets, and we are going to be take the consideration of external liabilities. So external liabilities here, so always give a one line space here, because you need to be find the balancing figure either in the debit side or credit side. So therefore leave a one line space always once you are considering the assets, and then you are going to be do the credit side entries. So credit side entries where you are going to be consider two. We have a creditors. We have a creditors in the credit side, and also we have a capital reserve to foreign profit reserve. And we also have a general reserve. And then we have profit and loss account. And we also have a debentures. And at the last we have a two business purchase account. So first you put the values as per the balance sheet, whatever they have given. So the worth of the machinery is 5,50,000. So all these are debit. So debit will be 5,50,000 and 1,35,200. Then we have a 3,15,800. Then we have 1,29,300. Then we have 68,260. Then we have a 6,100 rupees. So this is assets which are there in the balance sheet of B Limited, and in the same manner we are going to be take the consideration of the liabilities whatever there in the balance sheet of B Limited. So that is amounted to rupees, the creditors amounted to rupees 1,82,000. 1,82,480, and capital reserve we have 13,000, and we have a foreign project reserve is 9,700, and general reserve we have 75,370. Sorry, 75,350, and we have a profit and loss account is 24,310, and debenture worth rupees 3 lakhs, and as we know that the business purchase account, so that is the purchase consideration value, that is 6,60,000. So now we can observe here where whatever the liabilities we are consider, we are going to be compare with the assets. So we can take the total of liabilities and the assets. The liability side is the higher than asset side. So therefore when the liability side is higher than the asset side, the balancing figure you must need to be treated as a goodwill. So that is the balancing figure with respect to the, when the asset is lower than the liabilities, you are end up with the balancing figure that you have to be treated as goodwill here. So therefore, when you take the total, so the balancing figure will be 60,000. So therefore, the goodwill you are going to be take a consideration as 60,000 rupees here. So here you have to give a narration that being assets and liabilities are taken or by A Limited. Hope you understand this transaction. So I will move with the next third journal entry. So in the third journal entry, in the problem they given that the entire business purchase consideration value which is paid through the equity shares. So therefore, where in the third journal entry where we are going to be make a payment with respect to through the equity capital, by raising the equity capital we are going to pay for liquidators of B Limited. So therefore, the third journal entry will be liquidator of B Limited through, we are using the equity capital. We are raising the equity capital to make a payment for liquidators of B Limited. So that is amounted to rupees 6,60,000. Whatever the purchase consideration value, you are going to be treat that one. So being the purchase consideration is paid through equity capital. So after this, in the one more adjustment they given in connection to the continuation of debenture. So therefore, where in the balance sheet you can see that there they mention that 11% debenture, but the A company is going to be continue the same debenture, but the interest rate will be changed from 11% to 12%. So therefore, the 11% debentures account debited to 12% debentures so this one in the B Limited. So when it is 12% debenture, it representing that it is from the A company limited. So therefore, the value which is amounted to rupees 3 lakhs. So these are the 4 journal entry with respect to the acquirer. So second journal entry, hope you understand. In the third, whatever the business purchase consideration which we are considered in the first journal entry, where we are going to be make a payment through equity capital. So therefore, for liquidator of B Limited, debited to equity capital account. So then in the adjustment they given that the A companies agree to take over the debentures and continue with the same denomination, but the instead of 11% the company is ready to pay 12%. So therefore, we are showing that A Limited continue the debentures at 12%. So these are all the journal entry with respect to the acquirer. So after you done this, you have to be do the preparing a balance sheet. Balance sheet of A Limited, because that's the existing company. So therefore you have to be prepare the balance sheet for A Limited in the nature of merger. So balance sheet of A Limited in the nature of merger. So where we are going to take a consideration of balance sheet format. So liabilities amount and assets amount. Liabilities. So first we require to take a consideration. So this is in the nature of merger. So merger, always the value should be need to be take a consideration of the book value. So means what? You are going to be combine the value of A company as well as B company with respect to the assets. So first thing where we are going to take the plant and machinery. So the plant and machinery worth is in the A company you have a 16 lakh 10,000 plus we have a 5 lakh 50,000. So total it is 21 lakh 60,000. Then we have a furniture and fixtures. So furniture and fixtures in the A company is 9,44,000. Sorry, 1,94,400 plus. In the B company we have 1,35,000. 1,35,200. Total of which 3,29,600. Then we have a stock. Stock in A company is 7,05,500 plus 3,15,800 in the B company. So total it is 10,21,300. Then we have a debtors. So debtors amount to rupees 1,98,410 plus 1,29,300. So the total of which 27,740. Then cash at bank. So cash at bank 1,13,200 plus 68,260. Its totally it is 1,81,000. 1,81,460. Then we have a preliminary expenses. So there is no preliminary expenses in the A Limited. So therefore whatever is there in the B company limited we are taken directly. So that is 6,100. Then come to the liability side. In the liability side, you have to take a consideration of share capital first. So share capital, you should be very careful regarding to the share capital. You can see here where in the firm A we have 15 lakhs. And now we are going to be pay for B company with respect to 6,60,000. So for that also we are going to be raise the equity share capital. So therefore it is combinedly 21,60,000. Then we are going to be shown whatever the reserves are there. So with respect to capital reserve, so capital reserve in the B company, because there is no capital reserve in A company, so therefore directly we have taken 13,000, and we have a security premium. So security premium is with respect to 1,50,000. Then we have a foreign project reserve. So foreign project reserve is 9,700. Then we have a general reserve. So general reserve is so 6,25,000. 25,500 it is there in the A company, and along with that we are going to be at 75,300. So that is there in the B company. So therefore totally it is 7,860,000. So that is amounted to rupees 7,850,000. Then we have a profit and loss account. So in the profit and loss account we have a 1,85,300 in the A company, and B company is 24,130. Then we have, so the total of which 2,09,430. And we have a creditors. So creditors, the combined value of which 3,60,740 plus 1,82,480. So that amount to rupees 5,43,220. And at the last they are continuing with the 12% debentures. So that is as per the adjustment, because actually in the A company there is no debentures, but they said that they want to continue the B company debenture at 12%. So therefore that is amounted to rupees with the same denomination. So therefore it is 3 lakhs. And also we are end up with the goodwill. So goodwill is the balancing figure which we are we are find with respect to the second journal entry. So that is amounted to rupees 60,000. So when you total it, it becomes 40 lakh 86,000 is the total. 86,200. 40 lakh 86,200. So we are just take the consideration of both the balance sheet values. We just combine the values, only the goodwill and the debenture with respect to the company. A company is agreed to continue, so therefore we have taken addition of goodwill and debenture. Otherwise we are compelled the both the balance sheet, and we are add the total value of both the company, and we prepare the balance sheet for A Limited in the nature of merger. Then if we prepare the journal entries in the nature of purchase, journal entry in the nature of purchase, so here also we are take the consideration, only we are preparing a journal entry for acquirer. So the first journal entry, as we already done in the previous case, so that is business purchase account, debit to liquidator of B Limited. So that is amounted to rupees 6,60,000. Then the second journal entry will be based on the assets and liability realization. But here what the important thing here is, we are not treating any general reserve in the nature of purchase. So therefore, with respect to removing the journal entry from the previous case, only we are going to be treat the capital reserve account and external liability of the company in under second journal entry. So where we are going to be show the same assets. So machinery account and furnitures and fittings account and stock account, then debtors account and cash at bank account. So whatever the balance sheet values, we are going to be take the consideration as same. So the balance sheet value of the plant and machinery is 5,50,000 in the B Limited. Then we have a 1,35,200. Then the stock value is 3,15,800. Then we have a 1,29,300 of debtors, and we have a cash at bank is 68,260. So then we are going to be treat the two external liability. So the first external liability is, we have a creditors, and the company is agreed to take the external liability as a debentures. Debentures account. Then we have external liability as a foreign project reserve account. Foreign project reserve account. Then we have a business purchase account. Yes, so first we require to put the values of, so here you can see here we are not take the consideration of general reserve in the nature of purchase, only we have taken the consideration of external liabilities. So the creditors value amounted to rupees 1,82,480. Then we have a debentures. So debentures amounted to rupees 3 lakhs. They given in the problem itself in the balance sheet of B Limited. And foreign project reserve is 9,700. And the business purchase consideration account is 6 lakh. 6,60,000. So now we can find that there is a difference from previous case to here. In the previous case where we have a liabilities are higher than the assets, but in this case the assets are higher than the liabilities. So therefore the balancing figure, when you drawn in under the nature of purchase in the liability side, the balancing figure always you need to be transferring to capital reserve account. So that is amounted to rupees 46,380. So this 46,380, it's a including of 13,000. So 13,000 plus 33,380. So that's the balancing figure. Actually already we have a capital reserve in the B Limited that is amounted to rupees 13,000. So therefore here we are showing that 46,380 as a balancing figure, that is only come from 13,000 you already had a balance in the B Limited as a capital reserve, that we are taken into consideration, plus we have a end figure that 33,380. So that is the balancing figure. So totally it is, the balancing figure in the capital reserve account is 46,380. So then you are going to be given narration that being assets and liabilities are transferred to the A Limited. Then after this you require to be do the remaining two journal entries. That is the third one is you are going to be make a payment to the liquidators of B Limited through raising the equity capital. So therefore being purchase consideration paid through equity capital or equity funds. So that is already you know that is 6,60,000 rupees, that is the purchase consideration value. Then after that you are going to be shown with respect to the debentures. So the 11% debentures of B Limited will be a 12% debentures of A Limited. 12% debentures account. So being debentures or continue with same denomination at 12% interest. So that is amounted to rupees 3 lakhs. Hope you understand the journal entries. So then we are moving to the preparation of balance sheet. So balance sheet of A Limited in the nature of purchase. So first we are prepare the asset side. So in the asset side we are going to take the plant and machinery. So plant and machinery as same as a previous case, where they are not given the realized value, so therefore we have taken the balance sheet value as same. So 16 lakh 10,000 plus 5 lakh 50,000. So total it is 21 lakh 60,000. Then we have a furniture and fixtures. Furniture and fixtures amounted to rupees 1,94,400 plus we have 1,35,200. So that is 3,29,200. Sorry, 600. 3,29,600. Then we have a stock. So stock value will be 7,05,500 plus we have a 3,15,800. So total it is 10,21,300. Then we have a debtors. So debtors value will be 1,98,440 plus we have a 1,29,300. So the total will be 3,27,240. Sorry, 2,27,740. Then we have a cash at bank. So cash at bank amounted to rupees in the A company is 1,30,200 plus 68,260. So that amount to be 1,81,460. Then we are moving to the liability side where we have to be show the share capital. So share capital there will be no change because in the existing company we have a 15 lakhs plus we are going to be issue 6,60,000 rupees for to make a payment to B company. So therefore total it is 21,60,000. And then we have a capital reserve. So So capital reserve, you are generalize the transaction. In the journal entry, you can see that it is the end balance is 46,380. 46,380. Then we have a security premium. So security premium is 1,50,000. So that's already there in the A company limited. And foreign project reserve. So it is the external reserve. Foreign project reserve, that is 9,700. Then we have a general reserve. So general reserve amounted to rupees 6,25,500. So this is the change. In the previous case, you can see the general reserve where we are consider the balancing figure, but here we are take a consideration of whatever there in the A company, only we are take a consideration of the particular general reserve. And even the profit and loss account. So profit and loss account amounted to rupees 1,85,300. Then creditors will be the combined value of the both the entity, 3,60,740 plus we have a 1,82,400 in the B company. So total it is 5,43,220. Then at the last, the 11% debenture will be a 12% debentures for A company. So it will be balanced as 40,20,100. $40,20,100. Hope you are understood how to do the calculation when in the nature of merger and when in the nature of purchase. Only the changes with respect to the acquirer company, the journal entry, the second journal entry, you should be very careful regarding to the treatment of general reserve and the goodwill. So if you take a consideration of those, then it will be very much easier to solve the problem, whether they given in under nature of purchase or in the nature of merger. Thank you one and all.